Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and respected colleagues. I am Dr. J. Avanija, Deputy Dean, Academic Programs and Training and Professor, Department of Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning, School of Computing, Mohan Babu University. On behalf of Mohan Babu University and the organizing committee, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the 6th International Conference on Computer and Communication Technologies, IC3T 2024, sponsored by DST SERB. The prestigious conference is an ideal platform for researchers, academicians, and professionals to exchange ideas and foster collaborations. We are honored to have distinguished speakers and guests with us, whose insights will undoubtedly inspire and propel us towards new frontiers in these domains. Thank you all for joining us today. To formally commence this prestigious event, I now invite Dr. Reddy Madhavi, the convener of IC3T 2024, to deliver the welcome note.
Our beloved Chancellor, Dr. Mohan Babu Garu, respected Pro-Chancellor, Mr. Manchu Vishnu Garu, and Executive Director, Sri Vinay Maheshwari Garu, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Nagaraj Ramrao Garu, respected Chief Growth and Strategy Officer, Mr. Vikas Singh Ji, and respected Registrar, Dr. K. Sarathi Garu. Today's Chief Guest, Sri Aninda Bose Garu, Executive Editor, Interdisciplinary Applied Sciences, Computational Intelligence, Energy, Springer Nature, London. Guests of honor, Dr. K. Srujan Raj Garu, Springer Corresponding Editor, IC3T 2024, and Dr. Sam Gounder, RMIT University, Australia, Dean Research and Innovation, Dean School of Engineering and Computing, and other heads, departments of AI&ML, and all the faculty, delegates, supporting staff, and my dear students, a very good morning to one and all. On behalf of IC3T 2024, it's my great pleasure to welcome you all to this inaugural ceremony of the DST SERB-sponsored International Conference on Computer Communication Technologies, IC3T 2024, organized by the Department of AI&ML, School of Computing, Mohan Babu University. Following the proud tradition of preceding 5 editions through its successful collaboration with Springer Nature, we are honored to host 6th International Conference, IC3T 2024, at Mohan Babu University, Tirupati. We are pleased to announce that all the accepted manuscripts will be published in Springer's Nature, lecture notes in Networks and Systems series indexed by Scopus. This achievement is a testament to the support and belief of the research community. IC3T 2024 serves as the unified platform for advanced and multidisciplinary research towards the design of smart computing, information, and electronic systems, and share ideas on the integration of sustainable practices within technological advancements, highlighting the role of innovative solutions. We are pleased to announce that the technical committee received a total of 911 quality manuscripts from all over the world, across various countries like USA, Ireland, China, Australia, UAE, Vietnam, Saudi Arabia, Uzbekistan, and from various industries from abroad like Salesforce, Mass Mutual, HCL Technologies, and Smith Nephew. An exclusive editorial team is constituted by accounting the national and international experts to publish the variant articles. After rigorous review process, as per the Springer guidelines, 92 articles were selected for publication in Scopus indexed Springer LNNS series. We wish to submit our sincere thanks to the Science and Engineering Research Board, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, for their kind financial support to host this conference, which elevated this as a benchmark for our technical followers and our colleagues. Also, I thank today's chief guest, all the guests of honor, Dr. Aninda Bose and all Srujan here, who is continuously monitoring from the last 1 year, which brought to this shape now. Thank you, sir. And I extend our sincere gratitude to the management of Mohan Babu University and Spring Proceeding team members, editorial board members, session chairs who are all here, and committee members, social media, students for their continuous support and motivation, which has been instrumental in the ongoing success of this collaborative platform. With this note, I welcome you all to the inaugural ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Madhavi, for your welcome note. As we begin our program, it's my honor to welcome our esteemed guests to the dais. Each of these individuals plays a pivotal role in shaping our academic and research landscape. Let us welcome them with respect and appreciation. Once, Oprah Winfrey said that education is the key to unlocking the world, a passport to freedom. With this quote, please welcome our Dr. K. Sharadika, Registrar of University, onto the please, sir. Thank you, sir. Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. With this Baron Bernays quote, please join me in welcoming Shri Vikas Singh Garu, Chief Growth and Strategy Officer, onto the dais. Please, sir. Thank you, sir. Leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in your charge. With the Summons Snake quote, let us extend a warm welcome to our Honorable Vice Chancellor of Mohan Babu University, Professor Nagaraj Ramrao Garu, to grace the dais. Please, sir. Thank you, sir. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. With this Franklin Roosevelt quote, I request our distinguished chief guest and keynote speaker, Shri Aninda Bose Garu, Executive Editor, Interdisciplinary Applied Sciences, Computational Intelligence and Energy at Springer Nature, London, onto the dais. Please, sir. Great things are done by a series of small things brought together. With this Vincent van Gogh quote, I request our guest of honor, Dr. Srujan Raju, Springer, corresponding editor for IC3T-2024, onto the dais. Please, sir. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. With this Mahatma Gandhi quote, finally, I invite our guest of honor, Dr. Sam Gounder from RMIT University, Australia, onto the dais. Please, sir. Thank you to all our dignitaries. To commence this event in a truly auspicious manner, I now invite our esteemed guest to light the lamp. May the lighting of this lamp signify the illumination of knowledge and wisdom throughout this conference. Thank you, esteemed dignitaries. Now, let us invoke the blessings of divine with a soulful prayer song. I now invite Venkata Shrikala, third year CSE, to present the prayer song. I request all to raise for prayer song.
गरुडगमन तव चरण कमलमिह मनसि लसतु मम नित्यं मनसि लसतु मम नित्यं मम तापमपाकुरु देवा मम पापमपाकुरु देवा जलजनयन विधिनमुचिहरण मुख विबुध विनुत पदपद्मा विबुध विनुत पदपद्मा मम तापमपाकुरु देवा मम पापमपाकुरु देवा भुजगशयन भव मदन जनक मम जनन मरण भयहारी जनन मरण भयहारी मम तापमपाकुरु देवा मम पापमपाकुरु देवा शङ्खचक्रधर दुष्ट दैत्यहर सर्वलोकशरणा सर्वलोकशरणा मम तापमपाकुरु देवा मम पापमपाकुरु देवा अगणित गुणगण अशरण शरणद विदलित सुररिपुजाला विदलित सुररिपुजाला मम तापमपाकुरु देवा मम पापमपाकुरु देवा भक्तवर्यमिह भूरि करुणया पाहि भारती तीर्थं पाहि भारती तीर्थं गरुडगमन तव चरण कमलमिह मनसि लसतु मम नित्यं मनसि लसतु मम नित्यं मम तापमपाकुरु देवा मम पापमपाकुरु देवा मम तापमपाकुरु देवा मम पापमपाकुरु देवा.
Thank you, Venktakala. I now take the honor to invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor of Mohan Babu University, Professor Nagaraj Ramrao Garu, to address the delegates. Please, sir.
Do we need this sound break in between? Noise break? Thank you very much. Good morning. I said good morning. Thank you very much. Namaskar to all of you. At the outset, I would like to place my humble salutations to our Chancellor, Sri Mohan Babu Garu, Pro-Chancellor Vishnu Manchu Garu, Chief Guest of today's event, Sri Aninda Bose Garu, Executive Editor of Interdisciplinary Applied Sciences Journal on Computational Intelligence Theory of the Springer Nature, Dr. K. Srujan Raju Garu, who is the corresponding editor of the Springer Nature, and Dr. Sam Gounder Garu, who is from RMIT University, Vietnam, my colleague, Mr. Vikas Singh, Dr. Sardi, the registrar, the Dean School of Engineering, various deans of other disciplines, senior colleagues, heads of the departments, and faculty of Mohan Babu University, delegates who have come here to present your papers during the two-day conference, and my dear students. It's indeed a great pleasure and honor to be a part of this very prestigious conference which your university is hosting for the 6th consecutive year. I would like to congratulate the organizing team led by Dr. Madhavi, Dr. Avanija, and all the senior faculty of the School of Computing for making this possible to all of us. The importance of the conference is well understood because while Madhavi presented the details about this conference. She said there are about 800 plus papers which were received, peer reviewed, and a few have been accepted. I think the acceptance ratio is about 1:10 or 1:15. So it's a very good acceptance ratio. And the another important benefit emanating out of this presentation of paper in this conference is that most of them which find value with the Springer nature shall be published as a Scopus journal, as a Scopus book of the Springer nature, journal on the computational intelligence and energy. The theme of the conference is very apt. It says information and communication technology, which is a very vast field in School of Engineering. When we talk about ICT, it encapsulates the entire schools of electrical and computing sciences together, which form the backbone of this entire world in the current scenario. Because without computation or without communication, this world comes to a standstill. How important interdisciplinary research is, all of us have understood very recently during the horrific pandemic that all of us went through. How important data processing, how important drug discovery at a very fast rate, how important computations at a very fast rate, and how important the scale of computations done at a very fast rate. All of us have understood while the world was struggling to invent vaccines for the pandemic COVID, which attacked the entire world, and almost the entire world population was, completely dreaded, and we were expecting that there shall be innumerable, hardships to the human life in this world. Just because of engineers and also the various other science professionals, all of us are sitting comfortably in this auditorium today, vaccinated and also, very strong and facing the challenges that we are supposed to face for the future. And that is possible, that has been possible only because of scientists and engineers who have worked very hard towards it. And obviously this set of scientists and engineers, the people who are in computational science, computational processing, communication, have played a very important role. I salute all those engineers, I salute all those scientists who have made this world reasonably good for all of us to live in, and the onus, the responsibility is on all of us to make it better through adapting to the various sustainable goals that all of us need to adapt to in terms of energy saving, in terms of, polluting this world to the least possible extent, what I individually can contribute to the lesser pollution and making this world one of the best possible places for all the living beings to live in. Do you have anything additional to add to what I'm talking about? The guy in Veshti guy sitting right across to me. Veshti, who is wearing the Veshti there? Who is wearing pancha? You have anything else to add? Come on to the dais. Come here, I say. You have anything to add? I saw a running commentary there. Behave yourself. Be standing throughout the event. Go to the corner there. Go to the corner, I said. And a few of you who need this additional privilege can also be like this. And it's obvious that India, being one of the most learned society in the world, which has a very great demography at the current period when we say India is a very young country where we have roughly about 60 to 70 crore population in the age group of 15 to 30 or 15 to 40 who can contribute to the growth of the world, and each one of you are part of that component, part of that demography, and can play a major role in making this world one of the better possible places. At MBU, we give you these opportunities to excel. It is beyond what you can do in curriculum. I do understand there are a few papers in this conference which is published by the students along with their faculty, and a big round of applause to those students who became a part of this journey at this young age. It is very important that we embark on this journey at a young age, because most of us are of the opinion that a graduation must lead to gainful employment, and our education stops at graduation and we wouldn't go anything beyond. But these are forums which ignites your minds and make you go beyond those learnings and kindles your mind so that you get in depth into what you are doing. It is not superficial, which is needed for your IT job. You get in depth into the specific area of engineering that you are interested in, and then in the process you will contribute immensely to the growth of science and technology. There is no shortcuts in life, and we all know how important lifelong learning, how important keeping myself abreast of what is happening around me becomes very important, because engineers, I keep talking about this in various forums, there is something called a shelf life for all of us. Like there is a shelf life for medicine, there is shelf life for people qualified as engineers also. It all depends on how talented you are and how much skill sets you have to take you forward in your jobs. And the current statistics say that the shelf life of engineering ranges between 6 months to 1 year. The graduation in any university that you have undergone for about 4 years takes you through your jobs for the next 1 year, or maximum about 18 months. And beyond that, my dear friends, you will be left obsolete, because the industry's skill sets demands changes very fast, at a very fast pace, and that is where research plays a very important role. And if you have developed this habit of getting into the research mode, getting into an additional reading, because it is very easy now, all the infrastructure, the resource, the type of resource, the journals, the manuscripts, the transaction papers are available at your fingertips across on your mobile phones, and it is very easy for you to go and read through those papers and get yourself acquainted with what is happening around. And in case you develop some interest in those areas, then you start putting your mind and soul into it and start working on it, and that is which would going to carry you not only through your job but through your future as a career engineer. So please look into these aspects. Classroom is one aspect, but beyond classroom is what all the students must think, and similar thing is for the teachers also, because you are also, why research becomes mandatory, why research becomes important to teachers, why is that the statutory bodies say that you need to publish a few papers at least every year, basically is to see that your classroom teaching improves and you impart your additional learning while you do your research to your students, so that the acumen of reading further is inculcated into the students through you. That is another vested interest all of us have when we say and when we force that our faculty must also get into the research mode. So these are all like win-win sort of a situation for all of us. Nobody must see it as pain when we say that you need to publish a few papers, because it is in the interest of self as well as interest of the society that all these regulations have been framed. Apart from regulation, it should become your own interest, your own passion to pursue research, because research goes through passion, and something which is just hard driven will not sustain for a long period of time. So please look into all these aspects. Don't stop with your classroom, and don't stop with the skill set that you get from some trainer. Go beyond that, which could sustain you for a longer period of time. invest your minds, invest your times in reading further. You may not publish a paper, but at least you can go forward in terms of, enlightening yourself with whatever is the latest that is happening around you in your own fields of science, engineering, and technology. Wish you all the very best. I thank the organizers for inviting me to be a part of this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable insights, revealing the importance of multidisciplinary research and sustainability. Moving forward, I request Ms. Yoshita to introduce our chief guest and keynote speaker, Shri Aninda Bose Garu, Executive Editor at Springer Nature, London, leading the interdisciplinary applied sciences and computational intelligence domains. We are honored to have him here with us today. Thank you so much, sir.
It is my privilege to introduce today's chief guest and keynote speaker, Shri Aninda Bose, sir. We heartily welcome you, sir. He is presently working as executive editor with Springer Nature. Mr. Bose is a part of global acquisition team and operates from Springer Nature, London office. He is responsible for acquisition of scientific content across the globe, especially in interdisciplinary applied sciences. His portfolio includes monographs, edited volumes, professional books, textbooks, atlases, and conference proceedings. He has more than 30 years of industrial experience in marketing, editorial, and different fields of publishing. Mr. Bose has completed master's degree in organic chemistry from Delhi University and in marketing research from Symbiosis Institute of Management Studies, Pune, India. He has delivered more than 245 invited talks on scientific writing and publishing ethics in reputed universities and author workshops. Mr. Bose has traveled 26 countries and delivered several keynote lectures in international conferences. He has published books for secondary level in chemistry and is a member of American Chemical Society, USA. Thank you, everyone.
Good morning. I hope it's a very good morning for all of you, right? Sometimes we just say the words, we don't mean it, but I really mean it. This is my first visit to Tirupati, one of the most famous temple cities of India, a pious city. Before I start to talk to you in this forum, I would like to take this liberty and also approval from Chancellor Sir. Have a seat. Sit. Sir. It's a very interesting place to talk about computing and communication, Whenever we talk about Tirupati, whenever we talk about Tirumala, we all actually talk about something very different. We talk about our visits to Tirumala. We come with a very different mindset to this particular place. But it's amazing that to see that university has completed 32 years. And also, what a start to the day. I just came and I met sir, and then that energetic music started all around us. And amazing way to start the day. Computing and communication, as sir correctly said, this is a very vast field in engineering. And we talk about computing and communication from old days. If you talk about computing as such, I think it started some 4,000 years ago with abacus. I hope you all know abacus, and abacus is one of the still the counting tools in Asia, although Western countries are not using abacus anymore, but specifically a big country like China is still using abacus for their calculations. Communication, we all know, communication is and you have a receiver, right? Someone talks, someone receives. There are 4 different types of communication: verbal, non-verbal, visual, written. So we all know how to communicate with each other. We love to learn languages and we love to know alphabets, right? You know from where this word alphabet came actually? Any idea? Anybody? See, if you go back, you will find the terminology is alpha and beta, right? Alpha is A, beta is B. So they just actually added these two terms and we have alphabets. Interestingly, in many languages you will find alphabets are like in English we have 26 alphabets. Many languages have the number of alphabets and the number of sounds are similar, same number of alphabets and same number of sounds. English has 26 alphabets but 40 sounds. That makes it a little difficult to learn. Any idea what is the oldest language of the world? Fantastic. So we all know that, correct? And this whole thing, if you see, computing and communication has evolved for years and years and years, I was just reading a book, and I am yet to finish it. I am still reading it. A Little Language of Literature, a little book of language written by David Crystal. Just go back and read. I always emphasize on reading. I joined this industry just not because I work in science, because I love reading. I love to stay with authors. I love to discuss, interact with them. I love to interact with students who have the best thoughts and they can actually teach us more. When I joined my organization, my vice president, I had a meeting with him and he said, we don't give trainings in Springer. Our trainers are our authors. The most unsatisfied author is the best trainer. Because he is going to ask you questions which you cannot answer immediately. A person who will ask a question which you can answer immediately, you know the answer. You don't have to go somewhere to learn it, find it. But a question which you don't know the answer, you have to really go back and check what exactly this author is. And there are authors, I can tell you, who makes our life miserable, but we learn in the process. And that is the way the communication improves, When you read more, that is the best way of communication, to read. You read interdisciplinary, you read in your domain, you read whatever is there. I believe whatever printable is readable, but at the end of the day, you have to take a call whether that is useful for you or not. So when you read more, you learn more. When you read more, your analytical and critical thinking improves. When you read more, you know what to do. And most interestingly, when you read more, you know what not to do. When you know what not to do, half of the battle is won for any battle. Correct? So this is a very, very interesting topic to start with. We have completed 10 years. This conference started 10 years ago. And we have just completed 6th edition in last 10 years. 5 editions are over, 6th is in MBU. And I really feel the authors who are here to present their work, not only present your work, try to listen to other people's work also. That is the most important thing when we are having a conference. Conferences have really changed after COVID, to be very honest with you. Before COVID, everything was physical. People used to come, people used to present, everyone used to listen. Everybody was there. Maybe 99%, attendance was there. Now things have changed. 30% people are attending, 70% people are online. They are on a virtual conference. They don't come, they don't participate, and they are losing on it. When this whole virtual thing started, I was very hopeful that each paper has at least 3 or 4 authors. So I used to think that all these 3-4 authors now have the possibility to come online and join. Because when it's a physical conference, someone has to register, someone has to pay, someone has to travel. But virtually it's not there. Virtually one can actually go to the laptop and do it. But it never happened. Unfortunately, it never happened. Only one person used to come from each paper. So again, people who are here, I'm thankful to them who have traveled from their cities or places, institutes, and they are here to present, here to confer, learn in a conference. Give maximum time to the tracks, give maximum time to listening people, collaborate. By the end of the day, you should be in a position to have some takeaways when you go, make some kind of a networking, which is the most important thing for research. And interestingly, people who are from MBU, you are actually fortunate that something like this is happening in your institute. People are not getting this kind of an opportunity where a conference like this is happening. People are coming from different parts of the world to interact with you. Whatever questions you have in mind, just ask. Questions are never stupid, only answers are. So if you ask any questions during the day to me, I have to give answers, you don't have to worry. Ask questions. This is the way forward, this is the way you learn. This is the way you can actually grow. Ask questions. So MBU is fortunate enough that this is happening here, because I always say, even if you are not a part of a conference, suppose a conference is happening in Tirupati in another institute and you are studying in the same domain, please go and attend that conference. I have not seen that in India, very specifically I can tell you, but I have seen that in other Western countries. There are only listeners. People go and join the conference, and there are many conferences who are actually registered listeners for free. They want you to go and attend the conference. The reason is very simple, because that is the learning field where you can meet people, where you can discuss your work, where you can actually collaborate and you can advance your studies and research. My best wishes to everyone who is here. Congratulations to authors who are going to present for the first time. I know there are a lot of butterflies in your stomach. You don't know what to do. Don't worry. Come to the stage. Even the senior most people who are standing like me over here always have butterflies in their stomach when they stand on a mic. So don't worry at all. Come and present. Study more. Do R&D for everything. Any questions which are coming to your mind, study that. Try to find things. Interestingly, when you will see everything originates from an idea, do you have any idea how many ideas come to a man in a day? Any number? How many ideas? 3,000 plus. It is always shown with a bulb, glowing bulb. The reason is it switches on and it goes away. So 3,000 plus ideas come in a day. How many actually stays with you? Mostly zero. You lose everything. Correct? So whenever you get a good idea, maybe in between your sleep also, if it's a good idea, just write it down. Don't lose it. They will never come tomorrow. Something new will come. Have good ideas, work on them, enjoy today's conference, ask more questions. People who are like me, first time to Tirupati, enjoy Tirupati and have a fantastic day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your motivational speech, revealing the importance of reading interdisciplinary research works and collaborative research. Next, we have with us esteemed guest of honor, Dr. Srujan Raju, the Springer Corresponding Editor for IC3T-2024. Dr. Srujan is a key contributor to the successful execution of this conference. I request Ms. Sagiti to introduce our guest of honor, Dr. Srujan, Corresponding Editor for IC3T-2024.
I feel privileged to introduce today's guest of honor, Dr. K. Srujan Raju. He is currently working as Dean of Training and Placement and heading Department of Computer Science and Engineering at CMR Technical Campus. He obtained his doctorate in computer science in the area of network security. He has more than 20 years of experience in academics and research. His research interest areas include computer networks, information security, data mining, cognitive radio networks. Dr. Raju worked on 2 projects funded by Government of India under CSRI and NSTMIS and also filed 16 patents and 5 patents, 4 utility patents and 1 copyright and software granted at Indian Patent Office. edited more than 24 published by Springer Book Proceedings of AISC series. He has published more than 100 papers in reputed peer-reviewed journals and international conferences. Dr. Raju was a reviewer for many national and international. He has organized many conferences, FDFs, workshops, and Dr. Raju is a member of various professional bodies and received a significant contributor award and active young member award from the Computer Society of India, and also served as management committee member, state student coordinator, and secretary of CISC Hyderabad chapter. Presently, he is a research consultant to a few engineering and pharmacy colleges and a mentor of T-Hub Telangana. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, honorable distinguished guest on the dais, and colleagues, and my friends, students, authors, participants, and media. So, on this particular auspicious occasion, I am welcoming all of you for this 6th International Conference on Computer and Communication Technologies. So at the outset, first I would like to thank to the organizing team of IC3T and the Mohan Babu University for inviting us. So this is one of the very interesting occasion to discuss about few things. I would like to talk about 3 things, why I have kept computer, communication, and technology. These 3 when I want to start this particular conference. And deliberate discussions are going to be held with Bose Garu, Anida Bose Garu. So when it will comes to that, we had decided that, so what is happening in the current society? Most of the time, even before coming over here, when we had a discussion also, so in that discussion also, like when we look at that Mohan Babu University is having 9,000 plus students who are studying the computer science and engineering. So when we are looking at that 9,000 students who are into the computer science, so without computer, they are not going to be there. Like when we are looking at that Andhra Pradesh, when we are looking at Telangana, when we are looking at the entire India, when we are looking at the entire nation, entire world. So more number of people were working on the computer. But what is the purpose of that computer? As when we will go to the history, so it is saying that lot of things, lot of advantages, lot of disadvantages, and everything is there. But how best we have to utilize? And even, so today, so rightly said, the Vice Chancellor servers, the information is available at our fingertips. But how best we are going to utilize? So all we are sitting over here and we are enjoying all the fruits. But I would like to ask one question that anybody can live today without having communication. Any one of us can live without having communication. So it's very typical to imagine. A friend need, a mother need, a father need, everyone need communication. But communication is there with us, where we are lacking. Now I would like to ask, any of the student can give me an answer that how you are going to communicate every day. Anyone? How we are going to communicate in nowadays? In older days, okay, so we are going to write letters, we are going to write so many things. But today, isn't it? So, now when you are going to imagine that, my next question, where India is standing in that? Entire world is using the communication, technologies were there. So technology is available for everyone. Then where India is standing? So when we are going to look at that computer, where we are going to connect by using the computer through broadband, we are going to connect it our systems to the network. Or other devices when we are going to talk about mobiles. Okay. So when we are going to take these 2 devices to communicate ourselves, now where we are going to stand? Or let us consider 2024, if we will take 2024. In the 2024, which country is having the better communication speed? Anyone? You cannot imagine. So most of the people, they may think that, okay, as Anindra rightly said, a lot of ideas will come into our, will go. Most of the time we will, but none of these. If you look at the mobile speed of on and average in India, we are going to get 60 plus Mbps, approximately 64 or 65 point something. What we will do with that 65 when we are looking at the South Korea, or when we are going to look at the Iceland, or when we are going to look at the United Arab Emirates, you know, broadband speed or mobile broadband speed at UAE, it is going to be 297 Mbps per user. Now, when we are going to look at the UAE country, or when we are going to look at the Iceland, and when we are going to look at the South Korea, so how best they are doing it? Because of the population, because of the available technology, how best we are going to utilize. So as rightly said that, so when we are going to take an institute, so when we are going to have an infrastructure, when we are going to set up such kind of a platform, and what is the purpose of it? We need to communicate to each other. That is the reason the physical happenings is very much required. Physically, when you are going to participate, when you will interact with the people, then you will come to know a lot of information. So when we are going to look at the communication technologies, it is going to have a lot of changes. Every day, if we are not going to update ourselves, so we are going to lose something. To improve these communication technologies, right now, so all you are using the mobiles which is having which G technology? 5G. But when you are going to look at that, the research is happening on which technology? That is the very biggest problem. See, when we are looking at that, our Modi's aspirations, he is going to say that IT plus IT is equal to IT. India today plus information technology is equal to India tomorrow. But when we are going to look at the entire world, so it is running behind the Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Satya Nadella, Shivasundar Nadar, Sundar Pichai. Isn't it? You know very well who are leading the various companies of software and hardware, which is ruling the world. So they are going to be putting the things. But in spite of all these things, where we are lacking? Only the point is, we are not ready to share our knowledge with others because we are afraid. If I will share with some other, he may copy, he may steal our idea or that. This is the very biggest problem which I am observing in India or even in some other places where I am going and where I am interacting that. So please don't mind, but you please, when you will discuss with the people who are presenting and who are, that was rightly pointed out, that you have to ask the questions. So at the outset, I would like to tell you that how you have to bring that reading, that one of the point I am going to take, the reading lead to learning, and learning should lead to implementation. Implementation should lead to innovation. So I would like to give you a very different story. So what happened is, when myself and my friend Tanupriya Chaudhary, who is working in a University College of Engineering, Petroleum, Dehradun, so we both were discussing on something, and where few students were there. So when we are discussing that, so the students came to us and they said, "Sir, you are discussing something. Sir, why can't you join us? We will implement that." So the idea was something like that, how we can improvise the file management system. Every day we are going to store a lot of information in the computer or in the mobile or in somewhere. We will store. While storing it, we will store it. But while retrieving it, we are going to have a lot of problems. How to retrieve the correct file? Normally, you will use the search. But in the search, you will get a lot of files. But which file is having the correct information? You don't know. So we requested the students to develop an application. Then we have asked, which language you know? Sir, we know only C. Okay, fine. You implement this idea into that. They have implemented, then we have submitted along with that student names, and we have submitted to the Indian Patent Office to get a copyright in software. Then when they have asked us to come and defend, present it on that, So we requested the students only to go and appear that. And so then Indian Patent Office has granted. So yes, this is worthful, and they have granted a copyright under software. Now you see where the discussion went, where it has landed up. No one knows that whether we are going to do that or not. But ultimately, so coming forward and participating and listening to that, then getting an idea, started implementing it, all this is a process. Even I would like to tell you one more important point for communication. See, normally without router, can we imagine our lives today? Without routers. Very difficult, because nowadays physical connections are not there. When we studied, the LAN was there, where we are going to have a 56 kbps, but today it is more. I'm not talking about kbps, we are talking about mbps, and people will give a false, like they will say that you are going to have 1 Gbps speed and all. But just now I said, in India, the average speed of a user is going to get how much? 65 Mbps only. This is the statistics. So at the same time, when we are going to look at the routers, and when we are going to study a subject called computer networks, reading is going to be very important. There you will study one algorithm called Bellman-Ford algorithm. We modified the Bellman-Ford algorithm and we have applied to that routers, and now when I am going to keep the 3 or 4 routers in this particular hall, how these 4 routers are going to communicate? How these 4 routers are going to communicate? Now, if we look at that, that corner router and this corner router has to connect, but there is another shortest distance is available to this particular router. If it is not going to choose that route, energy conservation will be more. A router also needs energy. So, there we have applied an algorithm to choose the shortest distance, and when we have simulated it, so if you are going to look at that, 0.25% of the energy conservation has been reduced. Then when we have applied for the innovation, see, that innovation has been approved, granted, and a utility patent has been granted for 20 years. Now what, my dear friends, what I would like to tell you in the sense, the ideas what you are going to get has to be discussed. Has to be discussed with the people. Has to be started implementing it. Then simulate it. Then you use your labs. Whatever the best available technologies. When we have studied, when we have the technologies, at the time the speed was very less. But if you have looked at that recently, one ad given by MG Hector. Anybody have observed? MG Hector ad. They have used a different term. BAAS. BAS. See, every one of us, we cannot use the technology, because today you see, when you have purchased, how many mobiles you have purchased so many, as of now in the last 5 years? Maybe 2 or 3. Obviously, because 2G, if it is there, 3G came. So now then that will be outdated. Then again you have moved to the 4G. Then the 4G has gone, 5G has come. Now maybe in the next year, if 6G will come, then again we need to change it. But apart from that, what we happened, there is another technology is coming into the market of cloud computing, where we are going to have infrastructure as a service, software as a service, platform as a service. But if you look at that, MG Hector has given an ad by keeping BAS, battery as a service. You see how they are going to best utilize the technology. So the intention behind this computer and communication technologies is this: how we can bring the good innovations into this, and where we can encourage the good amount of researchers to publish their original research into this, so that it can be helpful to all the authors. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the Department of Artificial Intelligence, AI&ML department, and Madhavi Madam and her team, and Mohan Babu University for giving this particular chance to host this particular conference over here. And I wish you all the best for all the authors and the organizing team to come forward and conduct such conferences every year so that this small gathering can ignite the ideas in the students fraternity, faculty fraternity, and research fraternity, so that all the three fraternities can come together and they can start working on the various ideas, so which can lead to the innovation, and where your institution also can be placed in a higher level in that particular field. So once again, I would like to thank the organizing team and Mohan Babu University, and especially the Vice Chancellor, sir, for giving this opportunity. Thank you all for this.
Thank you, Dr. Srujan, for your thoughtful address about computers and communication technologies. Our next guest of honor is Dr. Sam Gounder, an internationally recognized researcher from RMIT University, Australia. We are honored to have him here with us today. Thank you, Dr. Sam. So I request Ms. Nitya to introduce our guest of honor, Dr. Sam Gounder, to the delegates.
I feel privileged to share impressive profile of today's guest of honor, Dr. Sam Gounder. He is an international academic having taught at 12 different universities in 10 different countries. He is currently a professor in informational technology at RMIT University, Australia, adjunct professor of computer science at the University of Fiji, and visiting professor of data science at SRM University, Chennai, India. He is a former affiliate professor of Information Technology at Pontificia Universidad Católica del Perú and Research Fellow of United Nations University. He was invited as visiting professor and researcher at Hassan First University, Morocco, and Bahirdad University, Ethiopia. He regularly gets invited as keynote speaker to international conference, to chair the conferences, and to facilitate faculty development programs at universities. He is the current editor-in-chief for various reputed international journals. He is the associate editor of Singwa Science and Technology IEEE Explore. He is also on the editorial review of board of more than 20 high-impact factor journals. He has 127 publication journals and as in chapter books. He had written and edited 18 books that has been published, and a few more book projects are in progress. He also reviews book proposals for publication decisions for many reputable publishers, and is the book series editor for others. He has been successful in getting internal and external grant funding and currently works on supervises research projects on artificial intelligence, blockchain, cybersecurity, and educational technologies. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Thank you for the invitation, Vice Chancellor, invited guests, and everyone. So what I would like to say is conferences, especially physical face-to-face conferences like this, are for networking and are for collaboration. So, and that is one of the reasons why I'm here and I've been invited. 5 years ago, a collaboration started because one of the authors published in my journal, and then he introduced me to Dr. Madhavi Raju, Dr. Jaya Venija, and Dr. Sunita Guram. And since the last 5 years, we have been collaborating on a number of book projects, number of paper publications. So after 5 years, this morning, I met them face to face. So this is about networking and collaboration. So while you are here for the 2-day conference, please meet each other, talk to each other, share your research ideas, talk about your work, and talk about what you are doing, and you might find synergies, you might be able to put things together, and you might be able to come up with something innovative, something creative that maybe individually you could not have. And as said earlier that so far I have taught in 12 different universities in 10 different countries. And I believe most of us sitting in front of me are from the field of computer science, information technology, information systems, or whatever you might call it. The only thing in this field, the only constant in this field is change. Because the field is so dynamic, it keeps on changing. My research started with cloud computing, then I moved to blockchain, data science, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence. So therefore, to keep yourself relevant, do not stick to one field. Whatever is hot and trending, jump onto it as fast as you can, because this field is so dynamic. By the time you finish or you get to know it better, it's probably time to move to some other field. So lately there has been a lot of talk about artificial intelligence, and the artificial intelligence that we have been using so far before 2022, 2023 is known as artificial narrow intelligence. That is the most simplest form of artificial intelligence, and we have seen what it can do, right? But mostly it has been based on predicting using models and based on what we train it to do. But since 2023, you have seen generative AI, ChatGPT, and so many other generative AIs that is available nowadays. And the field is changing. And all these mundane, routine tasks are getting automated, and people are wondering what is going to happen. Are we still going to remain relevant? Because 10 years ago, I was telling my students, learn about computer science, and you will be okay, you will find job somewhere. So what do I tell them now? The only thing to tell them is to keep on changing. The field is so dynamic, and jump onto whatever is current, whatever is relevant, and whatever is trending. So again, looking at the field of education, recently I was watching a video in that a student completed a PhD and developed the algorithm. And when he presented the methodology of that algorithm to OpenAI, for OpenAI's 4.0, that same algorithm was generated in 10 minutes. So 3 years of PhD, and now the same thing done by generative AI in 10 minutes. So with that, I would like to wish you all the best for the conference. And again, collaborate, network, be dynamic, and keep on changing. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sam, for your wonderful insights. Next, I am pleased to invite our Dean Research and Innovation of Mohan Babu University, Dr. Avireni Srinivasulu Garu, to share his perspectives. Please, sir.
Honorable Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, Executive Director in absentia, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Honorable Chief Growth and Strategic Officer, Vikas ji, respected Registrar, and today's Chief Guest and Guest of the Honor, and also Keynote Speaker, Sri Aninda Bose, Executive Editor of Springer Nature, Dr. K. Srujan Raju, Executive Director of Springer Nature, and Dr. Sam Gounder, RMIT Vietnam Professor. Respected Deans, Directors, Head of the Departments, Professors, dear delegates, very good morning to all of you. So, in this fast-paced digital age, computer and communication technologies are evolving at an unprecedented rate. So from artificial intelligence and machine learning to the Internet of Things and 5G networks, the innovations we see today are reshaping industries and transforming how we live, work, and communicate. Sir, you know very well, this university is started in the year 2020 to June. And as on today, the university faculty members, students, all together, we have published more than 1,800 Scopus indexed papers. And only in 2024, from January till today, 656 papers are indexed in Scopus. And most of the papers are quartile, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 journals are. And I'm very much thankful to the management and also the Vice Chancellor, Registrar, for providing incentives to the faculty members. Last year, 15 lakhs 50,000 rupees distributed to the faculty members, whoever published quartile journal papers are. As on today, from 2022, 2023, 2024, more than 108 patents are filed and published. And this year, in 2024, 26 patents are filed and published. And I'm happy to inform to all of you, the delegates and participants and the dignitaries, as on today we have 6 crore 14 lakhs funding projects on campus from DST, AICT and other funding agencies. So this is the progress of our institute, and the faculty members are also, each and every faculty member, right from assistant professor to professor, they are involved in the research in different domains, and all the facilities are provided by the university authorities. And this year, to organize the conferences, if the funds, if they don't receive from the different funding agencies, the institute is kind enough to provide funds to organize the conference. So as on today, 19 lakhs 50,000 rupees provided to organize conference, workshops, seminars, symposiums, and different funding purposes. And we encourage you, all the participants, next year and every year, we are, each and every department, we are organizing conference and collaborated with either IEEE or Springer or AIP or IOP proceedings. That means we are ensuring the quality papers we are receiving and we are publishing it into the Scopus Indexed website. So this is the current scenario of our university. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable address. Now, we have a momentous occasion, the release of conference souvenir. I request our dignitaries to kindly release the souvenir, which encapsulates the essence of IC3T 2024. Please. Thank you, esteemed dignitaries. To express our heartfelt gratitude, We will now felicitate our distinguished guests and session chairs. I would like to invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Chief Growth and Strategy Officer to felicitate our guests. I now invite our Chief Guest and Keynote Speaker, Sri Aninda Bose, Executive Editor of Interdisciplinary Applied Sciences, Computational Intelligence and Energy at Springer Nature, London for felicitation. Please, sir. Next, I welcome our guest of honor and keynote speaker, Dr. Sam Gounder, professor at RMIT University, Australia, for felicitation. Now, I would like to invite our guest of honor, Dr. Srujan Raju, Springer Corresponding Editor, IC3T-2024 for felicitation. Please, sir. I would like to welcome our session chairs here, Dr. Akana Chandramouli, Principal, BVC Engineering College, Dr. Shubha Rao, Aditya University for felicitation. Please, sir. Ante, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, dignitaries. Thank you all. Thank you all for gracing us with your presence at the inaugural ceremony of 6th International Conference on Computers and Communication Technologies, IC3T 2024. Now I invite... So I request all the delegates to stay here for keynote address by Sri Aninda Bose Garu, Executive Editor of Interdisciplinary Applied Sciences, Computational Intelligence and Energy at Springer Nature, London. Now I request Sri Aninda Bose Garu to deliver the keynote address. Yes.
Secondly, is it possible to give it from there? Do we have a slide changer? Or this is the laptop?
This is the laptop.
Oh, then I can change it from there.
Yeah. I request all to stay back for the keynote session, please. I request all to stay back for the keynote session. So I request the audience to remain for the keynote session, please. Yeah, I request the audience to remain. So you will get insights about publications, research publications. Please. That too with Springer, in collaboration with Springer. My collar mic is there, sir.